this book. And this book, there's writing and exercises. And so the first lesson, I'll put my phone down for just a second. So the first lesson, you write each symbol, and then you have to write, words, and it introduces you to the easiest blends and the easiest first tone and fourth tone, and then you have to do some matching exercises. So that's I do the first lesson, or that one was the second lesson. Then once I do this book, then the next day we either do this book or this book. These three books you can kind of do in any order. So this book, 练习簿, basically it's them using the most of the words that they've already read. Like in the previous books, you would have read 稻米 and 毛衣. So all of these they've seen before, but it's just drilling because they really want you to be able to do it on your own. So, and then this is the second lesson. So then after you do this lesson, then I make my kid do this. So this is similar to the first two books. It's really just gives them more practice because it takes them so many times to get one single concept down and to be able to produce it on their own. So as you can see, you see some of the same phrases, 稻米, 猫咪, and then they have to write it. And this is, in the beginning, so her handwriting was really bad. 琵琶, all of these phrases you've already encountered. So then you do these practice things, and then this is the second lesson. So after they have done each of these three, sometimes she still needs more practice. So I just make her write in this book. This is just a practice book, or you could just print it out yourself using an Excel spreadsheet. But I'll give her words to write, and she'll have to write in them. But she finds these incredibly boring, so I try to limit them, even though they're really helpful, but she doesn't like to do it. This is an optional practice, which I don't really like that much because it's really just practicing the words, and so it's really good for practicing the form, which I do make her do, but it's not really as much the blending, which is what most of them have the hardest time with. So we just do this very occasionally, and when we do it, I make sure 这个从这里开始. So like in the beginning, I wasn't that strict with her. But as we went along, if she did it wrong, then I would start to get more strict, because technically, I guess they're pretty strict in Taiwan, and they make sure that if the writing is not proportional, then you should correct it. So then we get to this. Ta-da! This is like the test book, and ours is all 破破烂烂的 because we have a 小妹妹 who's very 霸道, so she is like just everywhere. Anyways, so this, it's already broken. So this, as you can see, so this is like the test for lesson 1, and you have to see all these are things that you've already seen, like 稻米. So each of these test things, I don't know how they do it in Taiwan. They apparently have I think either 40-minute or 50-minute periods. So they do this for 40 or 50 minutes a day in school. But I found that this one test is too much for her to do in one sitting. So we split it up. We do one page like this and then this in one sitting. And sometimes I'll let her take breaks because she gets really tired. So we're currently on week the fourth week of doing this, and I don't always have time to sit with her and make sure I can answer her questions, so sometimes I just ask her to do it herself. We're roughly on the 6th lesson, and she has really, the first few lessons were the first few weeks were super painful because for some reason she just could not get the blends. She could not get the tonal marks. The tonal marks, it just was not sinking in. But somewhere around like lesson 4 or 5, she finally started to get it, and it was like less painful. So we are doing the testing for, I think, lesson 7. So we haven't finished that one yet because there's the back and the front, and there's actually 11 tests because it supposes 10 weeks of instruction and then I guess 11th week of review. I'm not really sure, but anyways, that's what we do. I hope you find this helpful.